guess what? It's me again. It's PrimeTime Moff, and I'm back again for your. How many videos we done this week? 73. Feels a bit like that. But this video, I'm going to talk about my kind of pickups and buying aspects. So, before I get to TFUKCON, it was Greg, myself, and my eldest boy, and we drove down. We picked up Lookin and grabbed his stuff, and then I took the gents on a trip to 88 miles per hour, an incredible collector shop, which was only like 30 minutes away from Lookin's, and it is stunning. I went the first time in April, and I was desperate to go again. It was that impressive. So, and actually we ended up going back in anyway, back up again. I picked up some mask toys in there. I started a mask collection last year that I made the rule of I'm only going to pick mask up in person. It's good fun to have something to go after at toy fairs and stuff. So I picked up a mask. Then we get to the convention. I obviously have a couple of t-shirts that I've picked up from Lookin. So obviously my TFUKCON t-shirt. I've got the Cake Wave t-shirt. I picked up both his new recoloured version of the Davis Story t-shirt. I picked up his mini bots with the Maximum Attitude t-shirt. All stunning t-shirts. I love Lookin's artwork. I love working with Lookin. You know, you'll know that Lookin and Primetime Toys have a business relationship now, and we're looking to grow that and develop that, support Lookin. You know, we really want to see Lookin succeed, and how can we assist with that? So it's really enjoyable working with Lookin, but it's even more incredible seeing his stuff in person and picking it up. And then, you know, we had a good range of traders. So we had Primetime Toys obviously had a stall. We had Britformers, and I was loving the Overlord drawing, the commission that was getting done. It was absolutely stunning to see it come to fruition. I think the day or two later was absolutely brilliant. We had Rohan's Corner with reasonable prices. I know we all joke about him, but Rohan did me a wee turn on a Power Master Prime that I could pieced together with the one I already had to make an even better copy. So thank you so much, Rohan. We had Robo Lucas's decal stall. I never got enough time to really look through his decals. That was one of the things I wanted to do, and it just time ran away with me. So I'm hoping at some point to see him again and maybe pick some stuff up. Then we had, across from Robo Lucas, we had a gentleman whose partner actually reached out and asked for a trader space, and said, you know, it's always been his dream to trade at a convention. Somebody asks you that, especially somebody in my position who's living that dream, I couldn't say no. So we managed to squeeze an extra table in to fit him in, which was fantastic. Then we had Russ selling some of his stuff, and then the other two kind of bigger tables. We had a double table for Manic Miners, a store that you might have heard me talk about before, that I visited last year, and then kind of TFN mini time. Lovely team, brilliant store. If you've not been, absolutely go. The highlights for me when I did my toy fair trip were getting into his store, seeing a box Boulder Hill on the shelf, took me right back to looking at that toy with desires like you wouldn't believe. When I was a kid, definitely was never something I was going to get. We didn't get big toys like that when we were younger. We didn't have as many. So that was a toy that I'd always coveted, and I'd actually picked up a loose copy of it on the trip. But to see the box was incredible. And then an Eternia, a real Eternia, like original Eternia, was just incredible. And actually, just talk about Eternia, 88 miles per hour had the boxed Matty Collector's one, and that box was incredible. And then finally we had T4E. John's a guy I met at TFN Mini, started chatting to, sharing about the convention, and he came along and he bought a good range of stuff as well. So we had a good proper trader selection, you know, from where we were year one, where there was only like, I think it was really just Ben selling some of his wares, Rohan selling his wares, and a wee small selection from Painting Toys. We didn't have many. It wasn't really, the trader bit wasn't really a part of it, but I think it adds to your enjoyment if you get the option to buy toys. So I think that's been something we've improved on this year, and we will tighten up and get better on going forward as well. So some absolute cracking stuff. And then you obviously had artwork by Lee Sullivan, Simon Furman had wares to buy. I picked up a handful of G2 comics. Still got, well, I was going to say I still have a few to finalise. I managed to pick them up in the last week. So I've recollected the G2. I don't know whatever happened to my original set of G2 comics, but I've managed to complete the run again over the last week, so that was good. And Lee Bradley, who I bought loads of stuff from Lee's stuff. I've always loved Lee Bradley's art. I think his stuff is really evocative. I love especially the bits that are like composites of loads of 80s stuff. That just really connects with me. And you know, the Monday after TFUKCON, Greg and I were doing a Who's This? Try to pick all the characters. So that was great fun. I'm looking forward to hopefully having Lee back next year, all being well. And also one of the things I did, I actually talked Simon into doing, I scanned and printed copies of G2 issue 1, which you'll see up there. Got Simon to sign it. I gave him a pile for him to sell. And then there's a couple put aside for a special PrimeTime Toys giveaway later in the year. More details on that will come. I'm going to talk through my favourite pickup that I bought from the convention, and that is I managed to pick up an LG Overlord. I love the normal version of this, the Hasbro. I've got 2 copies of it, so I could have it one in each mode. I'm a huge Overlord fan. He's probably, the G1 is probably the toy I most covet. I don't ever say it's a Holy Grail anymore because I have only one Holy Grail, or I only ever had one Holy Grail, and it still has that same feeling for me, and that was G1 Fort Max. But probably the figure I desire the most from G1 would be a G1 Overlord. And you know, you can see behind me I've got a selection of Overlords. Picking this up was absolutely beautiful. Really happy with that. It was from Manic Miner, so thank you to the team for doing a wee cheeky deal as well, which was really nice. And then the last bit, something that sadly we never got enough for everybody to get one, and I've got one just so we can talk about it and highlight it, and talk about what the future might hold for us. So we were able to produce these fantastic exclusive Transformers TFUKCON convention figures. Very limited. We were only able to provide a handful on the day. Everybody that got one also got a lovely back print free, so if you didn't get the figure on the day, you got the back print, and the figure will come to you very shortly. And but you know, if you look at these, you look at the detail, the back of the card just evokes a fantastic version of G1. Everything about it, it just feels very retro and very cool. I'm sure you agree. The team did a fantastic job putting this together. I don't have anything to do with this, you know, from looking, from Rich, from Gav, from Luke. They've done a great job putting this together, and we will consider doing convention exclusives in future. We've got some ideas for how we can have that kind of feel going forward, so there will hopefully be stuff maybe next year, maybe next again year. Details will obviously follow when we have it, but I had a great time. I spent more money than I probably intended to, but I picked up some absolute fantastic stuff, whether it be from 88 miles per hour, whether it be from the guys on the day. It was a great experience, and for my very limited time I've been able to jump out. Every time there was a break I was like, I'm going to go and see if I can buy something. But thank you to all the traders for the bringing your wares along, supporting the event. Thank you to the guests for bringing such a fantastic range of artwork, comics, whatever it may be, for to get the purchase signed. It was truly a fantastic experience from that. I do think you know, people were shocked and surprised at how good our trader selection was, how good the trader area was. A lot of people said, oh, if I'd known this I'd have brought more money. Remember that for next year. But it was a fantastic experience. I'm going to wrap up my final TFUKCON video for the week and just say a massive thank you to all the guests, a massive thank you to all the traders, a massive thank you to everybody in the committee, everybody that helped organise, pull this together, a massive thank you to the hotel, but final thank you is to you, the attendees. Anybody that comes along to this, supports this event, has helped us grow. There are people who have been there for the very beginning. There was a lot. It's more than half the attendees this year were brand new to the convention. So a massive thank you for taking the plunge and giving us a chance. You know, feedback has been very positive. There will be opportunities for you to give proper feedback give our thoughts and things you'd like to see maybe going forward. We are a community event. We are all about improving a community experience, learning from the community. We're driven by the community, so we will take on board all the stuff while we're planning for 2025 and getting ourselves our kind of ducks in the row. We will certainly be asking for that feedback from the guests, from the attendees, from the traders. How can we make this experience better for you? So that's been my little wrap up for TFUKCON. I'll try not to talk about it too much for the next few weeks. We'll go back on our normal regular episodes, and then I'm sure at some point in the future when we've got an announcement to make, which will be soon enough, I'm hoping, we'll chat again about TFUKCON. Again, thank you so much for coming along. Thank you so much for watching the videos, and I'll speak to you again soon.